Next type of frequency test we are going to study, that is the chi-square test. So the chi-square, directly formula will be given. The chi-square, this is x naught, chi naught square means chi naught square is the sampling value, theoretical value we are finding out using this formula. And again in this also we will be having the critical value, chi-square value for the given number of intervals. So now its formula is given by summation of I is equal to 1 to n. N will indicate the total number of classes here. N will indicate total number of class intervals. Okay, classes means class intervals. OI minus EI square divided by EI. What is OI? Observed value. EI expected value. Okay, OI minus EI divided by EI the square, summation of all these numbers from 1, if I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2 up to n. N will indicate the total number of class intervals, and this capital N will indicate the total number of random numbers which are given. Here also we are going to first assume the values of H naught. What is H naught here? H naught, the random numbers are uniformly, H naught is equal to random numbers are uniformly distributed in the interval 0 to 1. This is the null hypothesis. Okay, null hypothesis means here we are assuming that the given random numbers are uniformly distributed in the interval 0 to 1. This is null hypothesis. Using this formula we will be now solving an example. So this is the question given here. Use the chi-square test for the level of significance alpha is equal to 0.05 to test whether the data shown is uniformly distributed. This is the data given to you, whether it is uniformly distributed or not. They are telling here to use n is equal to 10. What is this small n? Total number of intervals. So we are going to use here 10. So depending upon the numbers here, all numbers are lying between 0.0 to 1. All numbers are lying between 0 to 1 here. So we are dividing the integers into 10 like 0 to 0.1, 0.1 to 0.2, 0.2 to 0.3, 0.3 to 0.4. Like this we are going on dividing the integers into the 10 intervals here. Okay, that is what 0 to 0.1. This all integers we are dividing. Then what is the chi naught square value here? It is a summation of I is equal to 1 to n. N is 10. 10 intervals we are taking. So 1 to 10 intervals we are taking here. 1 to 10. Next we want OI. So we are having OI. Then we want EI value. OI minus EI we are having. OI minus EI the square we are taking. Then OI minus EI square divided by EI. So this value we are, these are the column headers here. Next summation in the sense I is equal to 1 to 10. 1 to 10 we have already taken here. So we are going to find the summation of this one here. Okay. Then next OI. How to find this? OI is the observed frequency, EI is the expected frequency. Expected frequency is EI is given by n divided by n. EI is given by n divided by n. N is already 100 here. So what is this n? Total 100 numbers are given to us in the question. So this value of n here, n is equal to 100. Okay, total numbers are 100. So n is 100 divided by n. N means total intervals. 10 intervals we are taking. So EI is equal to 100 by 10, that is 10. We have found out the value of EI. So that is expected value is EI is 10. In general, this EI value is taken greater than or equal to 5. Okay, in the next problems we will be seeing what is the importance of this one. So EI value should be greater than or equal to 5. So if it is less than 5 we are going to combine. How we will combine in the next problems we are going to see. But for now we have got in our problem the value of EI as 10 we have got. For all we are taking it as 10. Then EI value we have found out. How to find the value of OI? OI means in the range 0 to 0.1, how many numbers are there in the question? we are not including 0 here. First number is not included. From 0 means from 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, from 0.01, not 0. Okay, from 0.01 up to 0.1, we are not including 0, we are including only 0.1. How many numbers are there? Let us find out in the question. See now in this first row, 0. See 1 is there. 0 from range what? From the range 0 to 0.1. 0 is not included. 0.1 should be included here. So 1. I'll make it a star mark. Okay, 1 is there, 2, next 3, then 0 to 0, then 4 here, 4, then we are having, is there any number between 0 to 0.1, 0, okay, this one, then is there any number? Yes, this one star, then this one star, 0.0, okay, 0.1. see here we are including 0.1, so 0.1, see it is 1, 2, it is not in this range. So next, is there any number? No, there are no numbers. So how many stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 numbers are present in this 0 to 0.1. So observed value here is 8. So from 0.1 to 0.2 now. So now we are taking from 0.1 to 0.2. 0.1 not included, 0.2 included. Okay. So we are including 0.2 and we are not including. Like that we have to search again here and find out each OI. Okay. 0.2 to 0.3 here. So next we will be having 0.2 to 0.3. This is not included, 0.3. I think I have marked here. So now let us see here 0.2 to 0.3. So here we are not having, this is there. See 0.3 we are including. So 0.3. Next 0.2. Here this one here. So how many we are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 numbers between the range 0.2 to 0.3. So there are 10 numbers between the range of 0.2 to 0.3 here. So like this we are finding OI. We have already found out EI. And please mind that the addition of all this should be 100. We are seeing in this range how many numbers are there? This range how many? Totally we are having 100 numbers, no? So we have got here summation as 100. Next OI minus EI. OI minus EI. 8 minus 10 minus 2. 8 minus 10 minus 2. 10 minus 10 0. 9 minus 10. 12 minus 10. So OI minus EI, I am finding out the value here. Okay. Next OI minus EI square. See OI minus EI we have done. It's a square. 2 to the 2 square 4. 0 square 0. 1 square 1. So like this we are finding out OI. Next OI minus EI square we have already find out minus EI. Divided by EI. 4 divided by 10. Okay. So we are having what? 0.4. 4 divided by 10. Here also 4 divided by 10, 0.4. 0 divided by 10, 0. 1 divided by 10, 0.1. So like this I am finding out. Finally, we are having summation of this one. So summation of all this. So by adding 3.4. So we have got chi-naught square value as 3.4. This is sample value. This is sample or theoretical value. Okay. Then we have to find out the critical value. So the critical value can be found out from table A.6. So we have to use the table A.6. See, that is chi-naught square for what is 0.05. Okay. So it is for 0.05 comma 9. From we have started the interval from 0 to 10. So we are taking here 9. Okay, 0 to 9 numbers we are taking, 0.05 to 9, 1 less than the value. So in table A.6, so let us see the table A.6 now here. Is it A.6? Yes, it is A.6. So chi-naught square for 0.05, okay, 0.05 for how many numbers? For 9 numbers. So 0.05, that is how much? 16.9. We are taking in here 16.9, 1 less than the number of intervals. There 10 intervals are there, so we are taking here 9. So now 0.05 of 10 is 16.9. But what is the value we have got here? The value we have got here 3.4. So what is the sampling value? 3.4. And what is the final value of chi-square test we have got here? It is 16.9. This is the critical value. Okay, then what is the, always the sample value should be less than the critical value. Is it true here? Yes, sample value is less than the critical value. So finally what conclusion we have to write? We have to write that since the sample value chi-naught square is less than the critical value 0.05, 9, therefore the null hypothesis that the random numbers are uniformly distributed in the range 0 to 1 is not rejected, or you can write it is accepted. Why? Because this is true. Always the calculated value should be less than the critical value. So then we are doing not rejection. So like this we are going to solve the chi-square test. Then next test which we are going to see is for the autocorrelation test. Autocorrelation test is for finding out the independence between the numbers. Two properties of random numbers are uniformity and independence. For uniformity we have already seen two tests now. One is the chi-square test and another is KS test. Next we are going to see the autocorrelation test. So autocorrelation, see here first they are taking what? H0 null hypothesis that the numbers are independent, and here their numbers are not independent. Okay, then this formula we are going to use here. We are going to find the value of Z0. Z0 is equal to rho cap Im divided by sigma of rho cap Im. So what is this rho cap Im? How to find? To find the rho cap Im, we are having this formula. 1 divided by m plus 1 summation of this minus 0.25. In this m is, we will be seeing in the problem. When we are solving the problem, we are going to see this one. Then what is this m? M is the largest integer. M is the largest integer which is going to satisfy a equation. What is that equation? I plus m plus 1 is less than n. N means the total random numbers which are given. So I plus m plus 1 is less than n. So that we are going to find out the value of m. Let us solve a problem here. So this is the problem given to us. Test whether the 3rd, 8th and 13th. See, autocorrelation means is there any correlation between some few numbers. These numbers are having a gap of 5. See, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 5 13, 13 plus 5 will be again 18. Like this, these are having the gap of 5 numbers. So starting number is denoted by I is equal to 3 means 3. What is the gap between these two? It is 5, that is denoted by small m. Small m is equal to 5 and n is equal to 30. 30 numbers are already given to us here. So n is equal to 30. Next we have to find out the value of m. Since we are having the capital M in our formula, we have to find the value of m. How to find it? Previously I had told you that m is the largest integer which is satisfying this equation. I plus m plus 1 into m is less than or equal to n. So let us try with the different values of m. See, when I try with the value of 1, this condition holds good. When I try with the value of 2, this condition holds good. Let us see when m is equal to 3. Okay, it is not solved here, but the condition is holding good. So when m is equal to 3, so what is the formula? That is I plus m plus 1 into m less than or equal to n here. I value here is 3 here. We have seen I value is 3. M value we are substituting 3 here. So 3 plus 1 into m value is 5 small m, n value is 30. So this is 3 plus 1, 4 5s are 20 plus 3, 23 is less than or equal to 30. This is true. Next, put the value of capital M as 4. This also will be true. Put the value of capital M as 5. Now this will become false. So what is the largest integer which is satisfying this equation? 4. See, yeah, 3 also is satisfying, 1 also is satisfying, 2 is also satisfying. But which is the largest integer which is satisfying? It is 4. So the value of m we have found out, that is 4. Now let us substitute that in our formula. So first we are finding the row cap of im. So what is the value of I? We have seen the value of I is 3 and m is 5 here. So value of I is 3 and m is 5 is equal to I divided by m plus 1. M value we have got 4 here, 4 plus 1 in the bracket. K is equal to 0 to m. What is value of m here? Value of m is 5. 0 to 5 means k value, once k is equal to 0, this complete term, k is equal to 1, this complete term, k is equal to 2, this complete term, like this till k is equal to 5 we are going to solve. Let us see here how we are going to solve here. First let us put k is equal to 0 here. So when we put k is equal to 0, so I will solve here r I value. What is I value here? I value is 3. 3 plus k is 0. So first k is equal to 0. So 0 into m, 0 into something will be 0 itself. Next r of I value is 3 plus what is k? 0. 0 plus 1, 1. 1 into m is 5. 1 into 5 is 5. So what we are getting here? R3 into 3 plus 0 is 3 only. 3 plus 5 is 8. So R3 into R8. So we are getting here R3 into R8. Next let us put k is equal to 1 now. See from 0 to 5 here. So when k is equal to 1. So now R of I is 3 plus k is 1. M is 5. 1 into 5 it is 5 into R of I. I value is 3 plus k plus 1. K is 2. K is 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 into m is 5. So what we are having here? This is R of 3 plus 5, R8. R of 2 5s are 10 plus 3, 13. R8 into R13. R8 into R13. So plus this is when k is equal to 0, k is equal to 1, k is equal to 2, 3, 4 and 5. Like that we are going to put k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then after putting that, what we are going to have here minus 0.25 as it is in the formula. This we are having. So what is this one? This I have got here. When k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we are going to put the values and find out the result of this one. Minus 0.25. So what is this R3 here? So in the question we have got here R3. This is R1, R2, R3. R3 is 0.23. So 0.23. R8 we are having here. R8, R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0.28. So we are having 0.28. This R8 is 0.28. R13 is nothing but 0.33. So that what we are having 0.33. So these values we are substituting here and calculating the result. We are getting the value of row cap of IM. rho cap of im, we have got this one. Then actually we have to find the sigma of rho cap im is given by the formula 13m plus root of 13m plus 7 divided by 12 into m plus 1. M value we have found that is 4. So substitute this value and we are going to get 0.128. Finally we will find out the value of z naught. So what is the value of z naught? Z naught formula is given by rho cap im, sigma of rho cap im. Rho cap im we have found out minus 0.1945. Sigma of rho cap im, that is 0.128. We are getting minus. So this is z naught is equal to minus 1.516. Here we have to compare this. See, this z naught is the sample value or it is the theoretical value. It is the theoretical value. So then they are already given you in the question, that is z alpha by 2. So z alpha by 2, this is the critical value they have given, that is 1.96. So this is the critical value which is given here, 1.96. Then you are going to compare the sample value and the critical value, that is minus. So z naught is less than the z naught alpha by 2. This value will be already given you in the question itself. So minus 1.516 is less than 1.96. This condition is true. Therefore we are that h naught is equal to, it is independent. So we have seen the hypothesis, is it not? So what we have seen the hypothesis, that it is equal to 0 means it is independent. It is independent, is not rejected, or you can write is accepted. This conclusion we have to write. The null hypothesis, that the random numbers are independent of each other, because the value of z naught is less than the critical value. Therefore the null hypothesis is not rejected. So these are the tests for the finding out whether the numbers are independent or not.